Hello and welcome to another Bushwhacker review. Today we're going to be taking a look at a SLIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIII Chicagoland race versions. After one of the most exciting and memorable finishes in a long time, Lionel decided, let's make race versions of both cars. And that was definitely a good decision. Now we can have a set of one of the most memorable finishes of all time. It's a shame we've never been able to get like a raced version set of like Kurt and Ricky Craven from Darlington or something, but this is definitely a very, very nice set, and was very, very cool that both cars were actually special Patriotic paint schemes and everything right around the 4th of July weekend. Everything about this was great. We're just going to skip the boxes for these cars, save a little bit of time, because they are just the regular boxes. Kyle Busch with the regular Race Twitter box, and Kyle Larson with just the generic Kyle Larson box. They made a total of 505 of the Kyle Larson and 889 of the Kyle Busch. Why don't we just hop right into it? And first start things off with the international symbol for choking, Kyle Larson, with his Credit One Bank Patriotic 42 car. Definitely kind of an interesting paint scheme. I was never a fan of the numbers. They're kind of like a dark blue or like black dark blue number on top of this like blue and white car. I was never really a fan of that color, but it honestly looks better now in diecast form for some reason. But I feel like they could have chose a little bit of a better number for that than just kind of, shoved it in there with a gigantic white thick outline. But it is like a very, very dark matte blue. It's not even black. I'm guessing the reason they never actually offered this Patriotic car before, so they had the opportunity to make it a raced version. I feel like if this was like two primaries, I don't know if we would have actually gotten this second place raced version. Or did he even finish second, or did Kurt Busch finish second? I don't even remember. But anyways, let's get down to sponsors. On the hood, you have Credit One Bank. You got Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, number 42, and Chip Ganassi Racing. Down the side, you got Credit One. You got everyone's favorite company, DC Solar, right there. In front of the rear wheel, you got Kennametal, or that K logo. You got Sherwin-Williams and Lincoln Welders. You got nothing on the C-post. They didn't even give it the little rivets. It's funny how they keep going back and forth whether they want to give the actual rivets for the SS window on raced versions or not. But whatever. On the B-post, you got Cessna, Coca-Cola, First Data, Freightliner, and McDonald's. Please, Larson, stop choking and win a race for McDonald's already. I really want McDonald's to finally win a race. It finally looked like it might happen in Atlanta, and then he choked again. But whatever. You got your regular contingencies and such up front. Got the little NASCAR Salutes logo on the A-post. On the back, you have Credit One Bank, Chevy Camaro ZL1, number 42, and got the little Credit One credit card right there. On the deck lid, you got U.S. Vets. And on the roof, you got Credit One Bank. This is number 69. Nice. You got the same stuff down the other side as usual. Let's take a look under the hood. See, it just says Chevy and Credit One Bank under there. There's the engine detail if you want to see that. Obviously no deck lid on these new ARCs. The roof flaps, of course, still do open. And there's the underside of the car if you want to see that. But now let's get to the damage on this one. This one isn't as damaged as Kyle Busch's is, but it's still got some pretty nice damage. You see the front end is very, very dirty. Got tons of rubber buildup and other dirt. Especially right there around the splitter. It's the dirtiest for some reason. It's a little bit hard to see some of the rubber buildup in the dark matte blue, but it is there if you look close enough. This had the little camera roof logos right there if you want to see, if you're a person who likes that kind of stuff on diecast. Down the left side, it is just dirty. Really nothing else to talk about that's overly exciting on the left side of the car, but it is there. On the back, you have that mark where I'm guessing that's where Kyle hit him in turn 3. Or, after Kyle Larson tried to do the slide job, failed, hit Kyle Busch into the wall. Kyle Busch, I guess, was mad and just, shoved it right up his ass and decided to move Kyle Larson. Which, it's a good thing he did. If he just tried to race him cleanly, he would have had really not an exciting finish at all. Now we get to the bulk of the damage. You see he is all damaged around the right rear, where, after he hit Kyle, he slid up into the wall behind Kyle. So you have, the mark on the right rear, though that might be from where he, probably hit the wall earlier in the race, because every time Kyle Larson runs the high side, he ends up hitting the wall later in the race. Got a big mark right around the right rear wheel well. Does have some burn off with the exhaust, and is, of course, pretty damaged on the right front where he hit Kyle when he failed with the slide job. And you see the lettering is all rubbed off of this right front tire. It's mostly rubbed off of this right rear tire as well. And that's about it for the damage on this car. Like I said, this isn't overly damaged, but it is damaged enough to be a cool, fun, raced version. Don't know why I stumbled on that word, but whatever. And I'm sure this car is going to be popular with fans. This could be kind of that car that just kind of, you know, people forget about almost and it disappears pretty quickly. I think it already is kind of disappearing. But now let's move over to Kyle Busch's race-winning number 18 Skittles America Mix Toyota Camry. Let's do a quick 360 of the car. Obviously, this one is a little bit more exciting if you're into raced versions, because this is a race win that's all damaged and covered in confetti and all that. There you can see all that fun damage on the right side of this car. But anyways, let's get down to sponsors. On the hood, you have Skittles America Mix with all the Skittles around. You got Toyota Camry, number 18, and Joe Gibbs Racing. On the quarter panel, you got Skittles. You got Ream back there. In front of the rear wheel, you got Interstate Batteries, Freightliner, Doosan, Mac Tools, Cessna, Siemens, Lincoln Welders, NATCA, and Sherwin-Williams. You got Stanley on the C post. And on the B post, you got Toyota, Joe Gibbs Racing, Snickers, Twix, M&M's, Pedigree, and American Heritage. Does again have the little NASCAR Salutes logo on the A post and has your regular contingencies. On the back, you got Skittles and Jewel Osco, Toyota Camry XSE, number 18. On the deck lid, you just have a kind of generic Skittles logo. Doesn't even say America Mix for some reason. And does say America Mix up there on the roof. You got the same stuff down the other side, but of course have Milky Way instead of Twix on the B post. Let's take a look under the hood. See, it says Toyota, let's go places and nothing else. There's the engine detail if you want to see that. Obviously no deck lid, but of course the roof flaps still do open. And there's the underside of the car if you want to see that. As you can see, the DIN number is on the underside of the splitter on this car. This is number 551. But now let's get down to the part everyone's waiting for, and that is the damage. You see the front end is surprisingly pretty clean. It's got a few little marks over Camry right there, which is probably right where he hit Kyle Larson in the bumper. The front end just has, you know, mostly a few pieces of confetti and some dirt. It does have a few little pieces of Skittles or M&M's or whatever they are. You can see there's a few of them laying around. There's no real wrappers on this car, but there is still a few of those little M&M's if you really look close enough. I pretty much go over every Kyle Busch race version with like a fine-tooth comb these days just to try to find any wrappers or little M&M's or Skittles. Which actually, those are colored more like M&M's than they are Skittles, but whatever. Anyways, down the left front, now we get to the real damage. You see there's a little bit of a white line around the left front tire for some reason. I don't think he really hit anybody there, because Kyle Larson hit him all the way back here. Then he pumped Kyle Larson in the front end, and then slid into the wall again. I forget, was that where Kyle Larson hit him, or was that from something else? But he does have that big, huge donut in front of the 18 on the left side door. That's really nice to see. This one does have the jack arrow right where the actual jack stand is, but I don't know if that's actually like that in real life or they actually moved it, because they have been moving some of them. And you see the left rear just have a little bit of a crunched in, you know, decal effect with a lot of black, because that is pretty much where I think Kyle Larson hit him when he missed the slide job. Hit him in the left rear and sent him into the wall. You see all the lettering is rubbed off the left rear tire. Just have a little bit of some fuel spill and other dirt and marks on the left rear of the car. The funny thing is like the spoiler on this thing is very, very dirty. I've never seen a spoiler be quite that dirty before. That's really cool to see. I'm not sure why it's so dirty. I mean, it is a white spoiler where most cars, you know, run black spoilers half the time, so maybe that's the reason, but I don't know. Does have a ton of confetti on the back of the car, as you can see. On the right rear, you can see it is very, very scratched up where he got slammed to the wall twice. Once after Kyle Larson hit him, and then I'm pretty sure after he hit Kyle Larson, he slid into the wall after that point, after he spun Kyle Larson. So it does have a lot of damage, and is pretty, you know, dented in back here, because it did really pancake the right side of his car. And as you can see, the entire right side is very, very scratched up all over. And you see the right front is very, very blacked out and kind of crunched in where he blew his tire. The tire was like huge all over the entire side of the the front end. But Lionel really couldn't recreate that. They did give it a shredded tire, as you can see. So that's very nice to see. But you might be noticing that Lionel did screw something up here. Somehow over this, crunched in, really blacked out spot, there is a perfectly good, clean Goodyear logo right there. How in the hell did that happen? Oh, he crunched the whole fender in. The black tire rubbed the entire fender off. But there's totally just a clean, untouched Goodyear logo right there. Fantastic work as always, Lionel. But that's pretty much it for the damage. See if we can, set these two cars up right here. Put Kyle Busch back there. Maybe put Kyle Larson on his bumper, spinning out. Maybe turn the wheels a little bit. Not going to fit on screen, but that's good enough. Oh yeah, I should point out that this, of course, does come with a few things with Kyle Busch's car. You got your little race winner sticker. You got your little bag of red, white, and blue confetti. And you, of course, have your race winner stat card. It's honestly kind of a shame that Kyle Larson's didn't come with anything. Like, it should come with maybe a little card just, explaining what it is, because does it even say that it's a race version? Yeah, the chrome sticker on the side does say Patriotic race version, so. But it seems like one of those cars where, like, if somebody's just picking this up and it's like, wait, it's a race version, he didn't win, it's not his debut, what is this? So kind of like they did with that, like, Austin Dillon throwback where they gave it a little card with the real life, Dale Earnhardt car was throwing back to. Would have been nice to have a little bit of some sort of a card saying, like, this is from when he and Kyle Busch fought hard for the win, got damaged, or whatever. I don't know. If you want these cars, they are pretty much brand new releases, but like I said, the Kyle Larson is actually starting to disappear a little. It stayed around for a while, but I imagine a lot of people like me were sitting there waiting for the Kyle Busch to come out before they decided if they wanted the Kyle Larson, but definitely cool they gave us both. In the 2019 Wave 2 of Authentics, we actually are getting both of these in the same wave in 1/64 scale, so that's going to be cool. I have not found any of the 2019 NASCAR Authentics as of recording this video. I caught up to the, crappy mold wave, Wave 12, and then I just have not seen anything else, because I kind of knew that the crappy mold wave would pile up on shelves, and it would be hard to find newer waves, and of course it happened. Really want to find Wave 1 just to get that Joey Logano Darlington throwback, but whatever. I think that's pretty much all there's to say. This has been a review of Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson's Patriotic Chicagoland race versions. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.